We've configured a template for WEM, and we're seeing a blank page. That's a good sign. I can go back to the workspaces here. And now that we have a template, we can now render those regions without even a page layout. It renders them in the order that they're presented on the template. I'm going to go ahead and add the additional regions I need for my template, and then we'll arrange those in a nice way using a style sheet. So I'll go ahead and add my additional rows. I'll go just create, you've done this many times. I need a banner, so I'll do an RL banner. This one is probably locked too. We'll set the components appropriately. So smart list in this case for banners, that's very nice. I'll scroll down and set anything else I need to set, but this should be fine. So there's my row for my banner, and I'll do the same thing for all the other regions I need. So I've added 4 regions. I need to reorder them. So I'll go ahead and drag and drop those to the right places. So navigation's at the top, banners below navigation, and there we go, finished reordering. I did add, all of these are locked except for content. The content region is unlocked, and it's using a content item component. Everything else is locked, and banner is using smart list, footer is using all of them, navigation like a site map, and navigation. Page features, if I want to turn them on, caching, advanced, otherwise I save and close my template. And now I'm going to go preview everything to see how it looks, to make sure I can see my 4 regions now. So I'll click on preview and go into page mode. I should see my content item region there. That looks good. And then in design mode, I should see all of my other regions as well. So there's 4 regions. They're not in a very nice order, but we'll fix that. So now we need to create a page layout with a style sheet that will order those in the right way. So I'll go back to my workspace, and we'll create a page layout and associate that to a style sheet, and it'll render those. So I'll go to layouts and create a folder here, an RL folder, organize my layouts, and then I'll create a layout. So this will be, RL default layout. It might have a thumbnail, it might not. We might want to put some code here, so I'll do sites, custom, and then I'll give it a name like RL default layout.jsp. And then I'll add a style sheet to it. So I'll go ahead and give it a row, RL default CSS, and I'll specify the path to a style sheet. And that'll be in sites, custom, and we'll just call it, style.css. And I'll add that as a row. So now I've got a style sheet associated to my layout. My layout JSP is going to go find that style sheet and then render all the elements there in the right place. So I click Save and Close, and I share that layout to my site. And while I'm here, I might as well approve the layout. Alright, the next step is to go and add that code. So I'm going to go into my file system, and I've already added this here. I'm just going to reuse the site code and then make some changes to it. So there are some example page layouts we can use. So I went ahead and took this default page layout, and I'm going to borrow just a few lines of this code. What I want to do is grab this code so that I can get all the layout file paths, and I can build out.write paths to HTTP to render that style sheet and then use it in my site. So I've already done that really quickly, and I've put it in custom folder. I created a DPM layout. I'm going to rename that to RL default layout. And just to show you what that is, and I'll send this to you, I'm borrowing the code from the default page layout, and all that code does is it goes and finds the style sheets associated to the page layout object, and then it renders all the fragments. there. So we just want to see if that's going to work first. And it should work. So once I've created a layout and I've shared it to the site, I can select it from the template, or I can go to the preview, go into design mode, and choose the layout. So I can change layout and choose the RL default layout, and then refresh the page to make sure I see those regions still. So I'll go into my page view, I see my content region there, I go into my template view, and I should see all 4 regions. Now that code is really simple, it's just rendering all those regions on the page. Not much different from what we saw before. The next step is to add a style sheet reference to that JSP that uses the style sheet attached to the layout.